Today we will learn to solve rational inequalities. So given the following inequality, I'd like to find the values of x which satisfy this inequality. So what I like to do first of all is to have a single fraction which is greater than or equal to 0. I do that by removing this rational expression here by subtracting it from both sides. So I go x minus 3 divided by x plus 4 minus x plus 2 divided by x minus 1, and that's greater than or equal to 0. So I've succeeded in removing this rational expression here from the right side. I'm now going to make a common denominator, and my LCD would be x plus 4 times x minus 1. The LCD divided by x plus 4 gives me x minus 1 times the numerator minus the LCD divided by x minus 1 gives me x plus 4 times the numerator x plus 2, and that's greater than or equal to 0. So I rewrite my LCD x plus 4 times x minus 1, and I'm going to FOIL this. That gives me x squared minus 4x plus 3. I'm going to put this in a bracket, minus, I'm going to FOIL these two brackets here, and that gives me x squared plus 6x plus 8, and that's greater than or equal to 0. I write my LCD again, x plus 4 and now I'm going to simplify. This subtracts out with that. Now I have negative 4x minus 6x, that gives me negative 10x, and 3 minus 8 gives me negative 5, and that's greater than or equal to 0. I can factor my numerator and make it negative 5 into 2x plus 1. X minus 1. That's greater than or equal to 0. I'm going to make a number line here, and I'm going to put all the values that make the numerator and denominator 0. So the value of x that would make this term here 0 would be negative 4. The value of x that make this term 0, this bracket 0, or this expression 0 would be 1. And the value of x that make this expression here 0 would be negative 1/2. Okay? I want you to notice here that if x is negative 4 or x is 1, this would be indeterminate. This expression is undefined, not indeterminate, undefined. Okay, so x equals -4 and x equals 1 cannot be part of my solution. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 intervals, and I'm going to plug in values within these intervals to see if it satisfies my inequality. So let's use my red ink here, and let's start with the rightmost interval. Let's say 2. If x is 2, this would be 2 times 2 plus 1, which is positive, times -5, that would be negative. This would be positive, and this would be positive. A negative divided by a positive, that gives me a negative. Okay? Let's erase these, and I'm going to take a next value between here and here. And a value between -1/2 and 1, you can use 0 because that's easy. 2 times 0 plus 1, that's positive, times -5, that would be negative. And 0 plus 4, that's positive. 0 minus 1, that's negative. So the bottom here, positive times a negative gives me a negative, and negative divided by negative is positive. Okay, let's erase that again, and it's not interval. Okay, let's use a number between -4 and -1/2. Let's say -3. 2 times -3 plus 1 would be negative times a negative, that's positive. -3 plus 4 would be positive, and -3 minus 1 would be negative. Negative. So between this interval, our rational inequality is negative. Again, let's erase those and use our final interval, which is the leftmost interval. Let's try -5. 2 times -5 plus 1 would be negative times a negative, that's positive. -5 plus 4 would be negative, and -5 minus 1 is negative. And negative times a negative is positive, and a positive by a positive is positive. So if I look at the two intervals that satisfy my inequality, it would be these two intervals. Okay? So the solution to my inequality would be -infinity to -4 in interval notation. Note I'm using an open bracket here because this is not part of my domain. This is a restriction. Union, I'm going to use a square bracket here, -1/2 and 1. Again, I'm using an open bracket here because -1 is a restriction. Okay? So the solution to my inequality is x less than -infinity, or x between -infinity and -4, and x greater than or equal to -1/2 and less than 1. Okay?